Welcome to the most important mental transformation you'll ever experience. This isn't just another motivational video that makes you feel good for a few minutes and then fades away. This is a complete system for rebuilding your mind from the ground up, designed to unlock the extraordinary potential that's been waiting inside you all along. Today, you're going to discover how to systematically reprogram your mental operating system for not just success, but for unlimited achievement. And while you're transforming your mindset, you'll simultaneously be mastering advanced English vocabulary, improving your listening comprehension, and developing the language skills that successful people use every day. Let me be crystal clear about something. If you don't consciously choose to program your own mind, the world will program it for you. Your mind wasn't born with limitations, it learned them. You weren't born with self-doubt. You were taught to doubt yourself. You weren't born to play small. You were conditioned to shrink your dreams and lower your expectations. Think about your education. Did it teach you how to think critically, how to solve complex problems, how to master your emotions, or how to build wealth? No. It taught you to memorize information, follow instructions, and fit into predetermined categories. Your past failures weren't meant to break you. They were meant to teach you. But instead of learning, most people installed a virus of hesitation that now controls their every decision. Right now, millions of people are living the same mental day over and over again. Same thoughts, same fears, same excuses, same results. If this cycle doesn't terrify you, then understand this truth. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a mental programming problem. The most dangerous virus in the world isn't on the internet. It's in your head. It was installed by your environment, your experiences, your traumas, and the voices that told you you're not enough. But here's the life-changing truth. If the mind can be programmed, it can be reprogrammed. This is the moment you stop being a victim of your thoughts and start becoming the architect of your destiny. This is your mental rebirth, and it starts right now. Don't just listen to these words. Absorb them, feel them, install them. By the end of this transformation, you won't just understand success. You'll be mentally engineered for it. This comprehensive guide will not only reprogram your mind for extraordinary achievement, but also dramatically improve your English vocabulary, enhance your listening skills, and teach you to think in the language of success. So if you're serious about transforming your life and mastering English simultaneously, hit that subscribe button now. Let's begin your journey to unlimited potential. Understanding your mental architecture. Your mind is the most sophisticated computer ever created, but most people are running it on corrupted software. Think about your smartphone. When did you last update it? You probably update it regularly because you know outdated software makes everything slow, buggy, and vulnerable to crashes. Your mind works exactly the same way. Every experience you've had, every word spoken to you, every success and failure, every moment of joy or pain, all of it has been writing code in your mental operating system. Some of that code serves you well. Walking, talking, problem-solving, basic survival skills. But much of it is corrupted, outdated, and actively sabotaging your dreams. The problem is that most of this programming happened when you were young and had no choice in what got installed. A harsh teacher installed the "You're not smart enough" program. A critical parent installed the "You're not good enough" software. A painful rejection installed the "Don't take risks" virus. Years of school trained you to follow rather than lead, to memorize rather than innovate, to play it safe rather than play to win. Now you're an adult, but you're still running on childhood programming that was never designed for the life you want to live. You wonder why you self-sabotage when things start going well. You wonder why you feel stuck even when you know what to do. You wonder why others seem to have confidence you've never felt. The answer isn't that you're broken. The answer is that your software needs a complete upgrade. And unlike your phone, you can't just download the latest version. You have to consciously, systematically rewrite the code that runs your life. Law 1. Define your destination. With laser precision, if your mind is a GPS system, then your clearly defined goal is the essential destination. Without a precise destination, your mind's navigation system has no direction. It just wanders in circles, burning energy without making progress. This is where most people fail. They say they want success, but can't define what success looks like, feels like, or costs. They want freedom, but don't know what they want freedom from or for. They want a better life, but never describe what that life actually contains. Your mind doesn't follow confusion, it follows clarity. Your subconscious mind operates like a highly impressionable child. It responds to repetition, it's influenced by emotion, and it obeys clarity with absolute precision. Let me show you the difference. Person A says, "I want to be successful." Person B says, "I want to build an online business generating $15,000 monthly passive income within 18 months, allowing me to quit my job, travel quarterly, and spend quality time with family without financial stress." Person A has a wish. Person B has a vision. Person A has no path, just hope. Person B has direction, and now the brain can start building a plan. Here's the powerful part. Once Person B repeats this goal daily, visualizes it clearly, and speaks it with conviction, their subconscious mind begins helping them make decisions aligned with that direction, automatically. This isn't magic. It's psychology. Action. Step: write down exactly what you want your life to look like in vivid detail. Be specific about income, lifestyle, relationships, and daily experience. Rate it every morning and evening until it becomes part of your identity. Law 2. Interrupt your default patterns. Your mind isn't broken. It's just stuck in a loop. Every day, most people live the exact same mental day as yesterday. Same thoughts, same fears, same routines, same doubts, same excuses, same distractions. This isn't because you're weak. It's because your mind has been programmed for survival, not success. Survival means familiarity, comfort, repeating whatever feels known. But if you want to reprogram your mind, you must first break the loop, the cycle that traps millions. Wake up late, check phone immediately, feel overwhelmed, waste time, feel guilty, give up on the day, go to bed feeling like a failure, repeat tomorrow. This is a default pattern destroying your potential. To reprogram your mind, you must shock it out of this cycle. You must do things that confuse it, surprise it, challenge it. Even small pattern breaks can trigger massive change. Try these pattern interrupts. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Leave your phone in another room overnight. Take a cold shower. Do 20 push-ups. Write one sentence about your goal. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Say no to something you always say yes to. The result isn't the point. The pattern interrupt is. Your brain suddenly thinks, something's different. And in that moment, your mind becomes open to change. Real example. Dr. Joe Dispenza was hit by a car during a triathlon, shattering his spine. Doctors said he might never walk again and recommended surgery. But he believed that if the body follows the mind into sickness, the mind can lead the body into healing. He spent hours daily visualizing every vertebra in his spine realigning perfectly. He broke the pattern of fear, pain, and medical limitation. 9 weeks later, he walked out completely healed without surgery. Your transformation starts when your patterns break. You don't need to know what's next. Just do something different today. Law 3. Identify and eliminate limiting beliefs. A belief isn't a fact. It's a thought you've repeated so often that your mind accepted it as truth. Your entire life is built around what you believe is possible, allowed, or expected for you. If you believe you're not smart enough, always fail, no one supports you, the world is unfair, success requires luck, it's too late or you're stuck because of your past, then no matter how hard you try, you'll find ways to fail. Why? Because your mind protects its beliefs more fiercely than your dreams. The worst part? You didn't choose these beliefs. They came from a teacher who embarrassed you, a parent who ignored you, a friend who betrayed you, a boss who insulted you, a failure that shattered your confidence, or a moment when the world told you you can't. But that belief isn't your identity. It's just a glitch in your programming. Here's how to remove it. Step 1. Identify it. Catch the limiting thought. I'm terrible at public speaking. I always mess up interviews. I can't learn new skills. Step 2. Question it. Ask, is this absolutely true? Who told me this and what authority did they have? What specific moment created this belief? Step 3. Replace it. Install something more useful. I'm improving my speaking skills daily. I learn from every interview experience. I have the capacity to master new skills. Historical example. For decades, everyone believed it was impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Doctors said the human heart would explode. Then Roger Bannister ignored that belief and ran it in 3:59. The belief shattered. Within 1 year, over 30 runners broke the 4-minute barrier. Once one mind broke the wall, others followed. What's your 4-minute mile? What belief is stopping you from even trying? Break it, and you give yourself and others permission to rise. Law 4. Control your mental diet. Your mind is a sponge absorbing everything around it. What you feed your mind becomes what your mind feeds you. If you constantly consume fear, comparison, anger, gossip, noise, and distraction, don't be surprised when your mind feels anxious, scattered, insecure, and tired. Every piece of information is an input, and those inputs become your inner world. Just like a computer, your mind runs on code. But you're not the only one writing that code. Every video you watch, every post you scroll, Every conversation you hear, every person you spend time with, they're all writing code in your brain. You think you're choosing what to think, but most of the time you're just repeating what your mind was fed. You watch 3 videos about failure. Now your mind whispers, "Don't try. You'll fail." You see posts about others' success. Now your mind says, "I'm behind. I'm not enough." The solution isn't more motivation, it's better inputs. You become what you consume, and your future depends on what your mind is eating right now. Imagine a clear glass of pure water. Fresh, clean, peaceful. This is your mind at birth. Every day you drop ink into it. A negative comment, a violent movie, a toxic friend, a useless debate, a fear-based headline, a depressing song, a self-deprecating joke, a lie about your worth. Day by day, drop by drop, that clean water becomes murky until you can't see through it. You think life is dark, but really the glass is just dirty. The good news? You can clean it. Not all at once, but drop by drop. Add a podcast that inspires you. Listen to silence for 5 minutes. Write down your goals. Watch content that teaches instead of entertains. Replace gossip with good books. Spend time with people who discuss ideas, not other people. Your mind is the glass. Your thoughts are the water. Your content is the ink. What you feed your mind is what your mind becomes. Law 5. Embrace productive discomfort. Most people never reprogram their minds because they never learn to embrace discomfort. They think pain means failure, struggle means something's wrong, and if it hurts, it's bad. But here's the truth. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the process. Growth hurts. Change feels uncomfortable. Reprogramming isn't supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to feel unnatural because you're breaking old habits and building new ones. You can't transform your life while staying comfortable. Inside a cocoon, a caterpillar slowly melts. Its body breaks down, becomes unrecognizable. It struggles, pushes, feels like death. But then something forms. Wings. When it pushes against the cocoon, that struggle is essential. If someone cuts open the cocoon to help, the butterfly dies. Its wings are too weak. It needed the struggle to become strong enough to fly. You are the caterpillar. Your comfort zone is the cocoon. The pain you feel isn't punishment. It's your wings trying to grow. Don't run from it. Feel it. Face it. Let it teach you. The gym hurts but builds muscle. Truth hurts but sets you free. Work hurts but changes your life. Discipline hurts but creates results. Early mornings hurt but give you time. Letting go hurts but makes space for better things. You don't need a painless life. You need a purpose big enough to make pain worthwhile. The moment you stop running from discomfort, your mind becomes strong enough to handle anything. Law 6. Master. Your inner voice, your mind is always listening. Even in silence, your inner voice is shaping your reality. It becomes your confidence, your fear, your actions, your results, your future. But most people speak to themselves in ways they'd never speak to a friend. They say, "I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. I always mess up. I look terrible. I'm a failure. I'm too late. I'm not smart like others. I hate myself." They don't realize this voice has been there so long it sounds normal. But what sounds normal might be why their life isn't changing. If someone insulted you every day, how would you feel? How would you perform? How would you grow? That's what your subconscious experiences. It hears you and believes you. Your mind doesn't question what you say. It simply obeys. When you say, "I'm useless," your mind says, "Okay, we'll act like it." When you say, "I always fail," your mind says, "Understood. Let's make sure that happens." You're programming your reality with your inner voice. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must talk to yourself like someone who matters, someone who deserves to win, someone who's learning, someone worth saving, someone powerful, even if not perfect. Imagine a voice-activated computer with no screen, no buttons. Everything you say, it follows. You speak, open failure file, create sadness folder, repeat doubt playlist, delete confidence, install anxiety, play shame video on loop. It does everything without question. You don't even know you're doing it. But this is what your brain does because your inner voice is the command and your mind is the machine. Now imagine changing the commands. Open courage. Download belief. Play determination loop. Set reminder. I can do this. Delete comparison folder. Install gratitude update. Your mind listens. Your actions shift. Your focus sharpens. Your energy changes. Your life responds. From now on, speak to yourself like you're becoming who you need to be, because you are. Law 7, visualize your success daily. If your mind can't see it, it can't create it. You don't move toward what's realistic, you move toward what's visible. Your mind needs an image, not just a goal. Visualization isn't magic. It's mental training. It's how you prepare your brain to act in alignment with your future. The mind can't tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. Athletes use it. Performers use it. Surgeons use it. Fighters use it. Entrepreneurs use it. Astronauts visualize spacewalks before leaving Earth. The brain learns from images, and if you never show your mind where you're going, it keeps taking you back to where you've been. Imagine a rocket on a launch pad, powerful engines, perfect design, unlimited potential, but no destination. No matter how advanced, without a guidance system, it will spin, drift, or crash. Visualization is your mind's guidance system. Before a rocket launches, engineers program the exact route, altitude, angle, timing. They rehearse thousands of times virtually, so when launch happens, the rocket isn't thinking, it's executing. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking confidently, finishing that project, waking up energized, working with joy, getting healthier, earning ethically, saying no to distractions, growing stronger. You're programming your brain to act as if it's already familiar with success. Your brain starts noticing opportunities. It starts ignoring old habits. It acts in ways that match the picture it was shown. But if you don't show it anything, it keeps running default images. Failure, fear, embarrassment, rejection. You don't get what you want. You get what your mind is trained to expect. Close your eyes. See it, feel it. Walk through the moment. Make it real in your imagination so it can become real in your life. Law 8. Practice strategic stillness. Your mind is like a river. Fast, powerful, always moving. Thoughts rush through every second. Some beautiful, some destructive. Most people never learn to step out of the current. They just get pulled by it. They wake thinking, walk thinking, eat thinking, scroll thinking, talk thinking, drive thinking, sleep thinking, all while lost in thought. They wonder why they feel exhausted, confused, anxious, overwhelmed. It's not because they're broken. It's because their mind is full, but not in control. Meditation is how you take back control. Not by fighting thoughts, but by watching them, becoming the observer, not the follower. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about understanding your mind. Once you understand it, you can guide it. The person who can sit still and listen to their thoughts without running away is the person who can face anything in the world. You don't meditate to escape life. You meditate to master it. You meditate so your reactions stop controlling you, so your anger doesn't explode, so your fear doesn't freeze you, so your impulses don't ruin your progress. You meditate so your mind learns to wait, breathe, see clearly before it moves. Imagine a snow globe. When shaken, everything swirls, beautiful but unclear. The snow blocks the picture inside. This is your mind throughout the day, thoughts swirling, emotions rising, ideas clashing. You try to make decisions, find answers, stay calm, but you can't because the snow hasn't settled. Now imagine putting the snow globe down. You stop shaking it. You don't force anything. You just let it be still. Slowly the snow falls. The water clears. The image becomes visible. This is what meditation does. You stop trying to fix everything. You sit and breathe. As your inner snow settles, you see your life clearly. Your goals, your fears, your truth, your next step. Even 5 minutes daily can change how your mind responds to the world. Stillness isn't weakness. Stillness is control. Law 9. Cultivate gratitude as a superpower. Your mind is a spotlight. Whatever it shines on grows. In every moment you have two choices. Focus on what's missing or focus on what's present. Most people focus on what they don't have. What others are doing, what went wrong, what's not perfect, what's broken, what they haven't achieved. As they focus on it, their brain becomes blind to everything that's already right. They have eyes, but don't see. They have blessings, but don't feel them. They're surrounded by miracles, but too busy chasing the next thing. This creates a mind that's always hungry but never full, always busy but never at peace. Gratitude isn't pretending everything's perfect. Gratitude is noticing what's already helping you. The moment you start noticing, your brain changes. It releases chemicals of calm, clarity, happiness. You stop feeling like a victim and start acting like a builder. When you feel grateful, you act differently. You try harder. You forgive quicker. You love deeper. You dream bigger. You complain less. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop growing. It means you stop hating the process. Imagine a garden. You can plant flowers or weeds, but whatever you water grows. Sunlight shines on the part you focus on. If you shine it on weeds, they grow bigger, deeper, stronger. If you shine it on flowers, they bloom, expand, multiply. Your attention is the sunlight. Your focus is the water. Gratitude is choosing to feed the flowers. The garden has both. But if you only see what's wrong, you're growing the wrong things. When you say, I have nothing, you're turning off sunlight on everything good. But when you say, I'm thankful I woke up, thankful for clean water, thankful for the chance to try again, thankful I'm learning, thankful for mistakes that taught me, thankful for people who didn't give up on me, thankful I'm breathing, your mind lights up, your energy shifts, your life responds. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a decision. A daily decision to shine your light in the right direction. Law 10. Review your goals. Every morning, your mind wakes up every day with a question. What should I focus on today? If you don't answer that question, the world will. Before breakfast, you'll already be distracted. A notification, a message, a headline, an unexpected problem, a task that feels urgent but isn't important. Just like that, your goals are buried. You might work hard, stay busy, but without direction, you're running in circles. You're reacting to life instead of creating it. The most successful minds don't just set goals once a year, they review them every single morning. Not just to remember them, but to remind their brain what matters. This is how you stay focused, disciplined, and avoid wasting years climbing the wrong ladder. Your goals aren't decorations, they're instructions. But your brain needs to see them repeatedly until they become part of your identity. Imagine driving to a new city. You set your GPS destination but then turn off the screen saying, "I already set the goal once, I don't need to look again." What happens? You miss a turn, take the wrong road, waste time, get lost, get frustrated, stop trusting the process, eventually turn around. Not because the destination was wrong, but because you stopped checking the map. Your goals are your brain's GPS. Reviewing them every morning is how you keep your life on course. When you wake up, ask, what am I building? Why does it matter? What does success look like? What small step can I take today? Write it down. Speak it out. See it clearly. Your brain follows what it sees repeatedly. When you review your goals every morning, you train your mind to walk in the right direction, even on hard days. Law 11. Plan your day. Like a CEOA mind without a plan is a mind easily stolen. Stolen by distractions, urgency, other people's demands, comfort, laziness, confusion. Most people lose their day before it starts. They open their eyes and let the day decide for them. But powerful minds plan their day like a CEO runs a company, with clarity, control, purpose. A CEO doesn't wait to see what happens. They decide what happens. They prioritize, schedule, eliminate, delegate, focus on what moves the mission forward, not what keeps them busy. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you must stop being just an employee of your own life. You must become the CEO of your time, focus, and decisions. Every hour is an investment, and your schedule is your strategy. Imagine a factory, machines everywhere, people working, energy flowing, but no blueprint, no production schedule, no written process, no priorities. What happens? Workers are busy, but nothing meaningful gets created. Materials are wasted, energy is lost, deadlines are missed, confusion spreads, stress rises. Even though everyone's working hard, the factory fails to deliver. This is what happens to your mind when you live without a plan. You might be active, tired by day's end, but have nothing to show for it because you were reacting, not building. Now imagine the same factory with a clear blueprint. Every machine has a purpose. Every worker has a task. Every hour is optimized. Waste is reduced. Output increases. Over time, that factory builds something extraordinary. This is what happens when you plan your day like a CEO. You don't need 14 hours. You need 4 hours of focus on the right things. You don't need more motivation. You need a calendar with intention. You don't need to feel ready. You need a system that works even on bad days. Planning doesn't mean living like a robot. It means choosing what matters before the world chooses for you. Every night or morning, open your notebook and ask, what's the one thing I must move forward today? What distractions must I avoid? What time block will I use for deep focus? This is how you become the CEO of your life. This is how your mind begins believing you're in control. Law 12. Optimize your environment. You become what you're around, not overnight, but slowly, invisibly, constantly. Your environment is the invisible hand shaping your beliefs, behaviors, energy, and future. If your environment is filled with distraction, noise, laziness, negativity, clutter, chaos, fake success, low standards, then even if you're motivated, your mind will slowly lose strength because willpower isn't enough. Your surroundings are stronger than your mood, and over time, you adapt to whatever surrounds you. This is why some people stay stuck for years. Not because they're lazy, but because they're surrounded by people and spaces that keep them small. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must reprogram the world around it. This doesn't mean moving cities or cutting everyone off. It means making conscious changes that support the new version of you. Clean your room. Remove toxic voices. Create a corner for focus. Stop spending hours in wrong places. Upgrade what you listen to, watch, and who you allow near your thoughts. Your mind isn't only influenced by what's inside you, it's constantly shaped by what's outside you. Imagine a seed with powerful potential, holding the blueprint of a strong tree. If you plant it in dry, cracked, lifeless soil, will it grow? Maybe, but it will struggle, take longer, need extra help. Most of the time, it stays buried and dies quietly. Now imagine planting the same seed in rich, dark, healthy soil. It gets sunlight, space, the right amount of water. No one steps on it or pulls it out before it's ready. That seed becomes a tree. The difference wasn't the seed. It was the environment. You are that seed. Your mind holds power, ideas, strength, creativity, greatness. But if you're surrounded by low-quality soil, you'll always feel like something's wrong with you when really it's the space around you that needs to change. This isn't a small rule. It's one of the most overlooked secrets of personal growth. A better environment makes success feel natural. A toxic environment makes success feel impossible. Ask yourself, where are you planted? Who are you listening to? What are you absorbing? What's in your space that doesn't belong in your future? Clean it, change it, elevate it. Because a better environment doesn't just support your mind, it rewrites it. Law 13. Master the power of repetition. The brain doesn't change through excitement. It changes through repetition. You don't become what you want. You become what you do repeatedly. You can watch the best video in the world, read the most life-changing book, feel deeply inspired for minutes. But if you don't repeat the right actions, your old habits will quietly return. This is why motivation fades. Not because it wasn't real, but because repetition wasn't strong enough to replace the old code. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your patterns. Your brain is like a path in a forest. The more you walk a path, the clearer and easier it becomes. The less you walk it, the more it disappears under weeds and silence. Repetition is how you build new mental roads. Once those roads are strong, your actions follow them automatically. This is how you make success feel effortless, not because it's easy, but because the path is familiar. Imagine a tiny stream of water flowing over hard rock. At first, it does nothing. The rock is solid, the water weak. But the water doesn't stop. Day after day, year after year, it flows in the same direction. Gentle, consistent, patient. Over time, that weak stream becomes a river. The rock begins to change. Lines appear, then cracks, then curves. The water carves a deep path. One day a canyon is formed, not because the water was strong, but because it was repetitive. This happens in your brain when you repeat powerful actions and thoughts. One morning of discipline becomes a habit. 1 hour of focus becomes a system. One affirmation becomes a belief. One moment of courage becomes a new identity, but only if repeated. Once is a spark. Daily is a fire. Ask yourself, what thought do I need to repeat daily? What action needs to become automatic? What message should I feed my mind over and over? Don't look for new tricks. Look for the few powerful things that work and repeat them until they become part of who you are. Your future isn't built by what you do occasionally. Your future is built by what you repeat until it becomes impossible not to succeed. Law 14. Act before you feel ready. Most people never start. Not because they don't want to, but because they're waiting to feel ready. They wait to feel confident, qualified, fearless. They wait for the perfect moment. That moment never comes. While they wait, life moves on. Doors close, energy fades, opportunities disappear. Slowly, they become someone who almost did something. They live with the voice saying, "You could have been great if only you started." But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. Your brain isn't designed to make you brave. It's designed to protect you. It will always try to keep you in the familiar, even if familiar is failure, pain, mediocrity. Success doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from acting anyway. You reprogram your mind through motion, not waiting. The first step always feels like fear. The second step feels like resistance. The third step feels like confusion. Somewhere along the way, you realize the fear is gone because you walked through it. Imagine standing at the edge of a plane 15,000 feet in the sky. Wind rushing, heart pounding. Everything in your body says, "Don't jump." Your legs shake, thoughts scream, stomach flips. You think, "I'm not ready. I need 1 more minute. What if something goes wrong? Maybe I'll come back another day." But here's the truth. No one ever feels ready to jump. You only know you're ready after you leap. The moment you do, everything changes. The fear is still there, but no longer controls you. Panic turns into presence. Chaos becomes clarity. The sky opens up. You begin to see what was always possible. If you waited until you felt ready, you would never have jumped. You would never have known what it feels like to fly. This is what life is. This is what growth is. This is what every dream requires. Jumping before you're ready, speaking before you're perfect, trying before you're confident, failing before you're certain, building before you're approved, risking before you're sure, because action creates clarity. Action builds belief. Action teaches faster than thinking ever could. Action changes who you are. Waiting is a prison. Action is the key. You don't become ready and then act. You act and then you become ready. Law 15. Commit to continuous evolution. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. In a rapidly changing world, your ability to learn, adapt, and evolve isn't just an advantage, it's survival. But growth isn't just about staying current. It's about expanding your capacity to think, create, solve problems, and contribute value. It's about becoming someone who doesn't just consume information, but transforms it into wisdom and action. Most people learn in school, then stop. They think education ends with a diploma, but the most successful people treat their entire life as a classroom. Every experience is data. Every failure is feedback. Every interaction is a lesson. They read voraciously, not just for entertainment, but for transformation. They listen to podcasts that challenge their thinking. They attend seminars that stretch their comfort zone. They seek mentors who've achieved what they want to achieve. But learning without application is just entertainment. The key is to immediately test new ideas in your own life. Treat everything as an experiment. Use every piece of knowledge as data to improve your approach. Also, seek learning that challenges your current beliefs rather than confirming them. Read books that disagree with your worldview. Study subjects outside your expertise. Learn from people who achieved success through different paths than you're considering. Finally, teach others what you're learning. Teaching forces you to organize your thoughts, identify gaps in understanding, and solidify knowledge. It also creates value for others and establishes you as someone who's growing and contributing. The most successful people aren't the smartest. They're the fastest learners. They adapt quickly, apply immediately, and evolve constantly. Make learning a systematic part of your life, not something you do when you feel like it, but something you do because growth is who you are. Your transformation starts now. You now have 15 powerful laws that can completely transform your mind and, consequently, your life. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. Real transformation begins when you start applying these laws consistently. Don't try to implement all 15 laws at once. Choose 2 to 3 that resonate most strongly and focus on those until they become natural. Then gradually add others as your capacity grows. The path of transformation isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Every step toward becoming who you're capable of being is a victory, not just for you, but for everyone whose life you touch. Your old patterns will resist these changes because they're familiar and feel safe. This resistance is normal and temporary. Push through it with patience and persistence, knowing that on the other side is a version of yourself you'll be proud to become. The world needs what you have to offer, but only you can develop and share it. Your transformation isn't just about personal success. It's about becoming someone who can contribute meaningfully to others' lives. This is your time. This is your opportunity. This is your chance to stop living someone else's life and start creating your own. The laws are clear. The path is laid out. And the only question remaining is, will you take the first step? Your future self is waiting for you to begin. Don't keep them waiting any longer. If this video has awakened something inside you, don't let it fade. Watch it again. Share it with someone you care about. Write down the law that hit you most. Take one action today, no matter how small, toward the future waiting for you. Subscribe now because your journey to unlimited potential has just begun.